make breakfast with me while I answer the question, how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? So today for breakfast, I'm going to be really simple because, to be honest, I can't eat a lot for breakfast unless I feel like I'm going to like throw up or something. So I'm just going to get like toast, to be honest, with like butter and maybe some like fruit on the side. So I'm going to put toast and I'm going to put it inside of the toaster for around 1.5 minutes. Okay, so I'll start off with conventions. We used many conventions that we did while we researched, which included high and low angles. I think that high and low angles were really important for this specific project because we were able to show a power difference between the zombie and Renessa. So while Renessa was on the floor, it showed a high angle because it showed that Renessa had like less power and she was like more to the ground. While we showed a low angle to show Mika being a zombie so that he could, it could show that he had much more power over Renessa. And for movements that we used for stuff that we researched was a pan movement. We were able to show the different movements of us running across the field, which was very important so that we could show how fast and how urgent our need to get away from the zombie was. In shots, we had establishing shot, and I agree that was also very important because we were able to show our setting in which we were filming our project in, and I feel like our setting was really important because it's like a field and it could be considered woods. It's whatever the viewer wants to take it as. So it could be described as us running away. If had it been in a house, it wouldn't have really shown that it was a zombie apocalypse. So I do agree that using establishing shot to show our surrounding was very important. And sounds, we use diegetic. We use sounds that were already inside, so like we showed a lot of like leaves cracking as we were running so that we can show how fast and hard we were running away from Mika and how urgent the situation was to get away from him. And we used dialogue, but our dialogue was very minimal, and that was something that we researched, and I felt like it was really important to incorporate that because it showed how much of a dire need we were in to get away from Mika. I keep on saying this a lot, but it's very important to the plot and how things are going. Oh, and the toast is ready. Okay, I'm gonna go get some butter, but I'm still gonna talk about it. And so for editing, we use fade in. Okay, and that's something that was very different from things we researched, because what we researched, it didn't really have like a soft feeling, but in ours we did have a softer feeling for the flashback, which is also something very different. For lighting, okay, so for lighting we did use darker lighting like we researched in our research, but for our flashback scene it was a lot lighter, which was very different and we hadn't seen, but we wanted to incorporate that because we wanted to show the feeling of happiness that was inside of the flashback scene. And costuming was very simple. That's actually something that's very different from various things we've researched, because usually the costuming is, especially for like a zombie or like the bad guy, it's a little bit more like rugged and like messed up. Like it has rips in it sometimes, but ours really didn't. We decided to keep it very simple. And yeah, and also something that's very different compared to other people, to our research, is the props. We didn't use any because we wanted to show that we wanted to emphasize that Mika was a zombie and that he could like do stuff himself, and he didn't need props to help him get an advantage over us. So yeah. And lastly, makeup. Okay, makeup was super important for us because that really emphasized Mika's features and showed how different he was compared to us. Had we not used makeup, it wouldn't have shown how he changed. And it was really important because in the flashback scene he was normal, and had we not used makeup, it wouldn't have seemed like as though he had changed. So yes, and then now I will go on to how does it represent social groups and issues. Well, we did do something a little bit different, but we decided to show the value of our friendship that we had beforehand. So it does show friendship and friendship struggles, because we were asking, because we were like, what happened to him and stuff like that. So it does show a little bit of friendship struggle. And we also did zombie versus people, which is social groups, I guess. Yeah, so that was basically how does our product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups and issues. And I am about done with my toast. I just have to finish putting my butter onto the last one. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I really enjoyed having a nice little conversation with all of you guys. Bye!